For any paranormal investigation, you're going to need a set of indispensable tools. Among them are a camera, a video camera, a white noise generator, a random word generator, a thermal imager, and a digital tape recorder. Today I'll be using the Spirit Storybox app developed by Roger and Jill Pingleton. It's a random name generator that gets triggered by electromagnetic frequencies. The theory is that the spirits are able to manipulate it and deliver a word that is relevant to your situation.
We named it Spirit Storybox in honor of other spirit boxes that had come before, and we do still consider it a very basic ghost hunting tool. It's portable, it's easy, it's very simple, and that's why we did it. Is anybody can be a ghost hunter, anybody can put an app on their phone.
I think it's a great conversation starter. So it comes up with a word, and okay, so start asking questions about that word.
Good evening, I am of course Professor Mortimer, noted academic on all things supernatural, and we are of course here in Washington Square Park. Now Washington Square Park was formerly a potter's field. Estimates say that up to about 20,000 bodies still remain under our feet at the moment. So if there's any place where we're going to find a little bit of supernatural activity here in New York City, this would be a prime spot among them.
You can see that this one's actually working quite well. It's picking up the lights that are hot. And something actually looks hot in this foreground here, and clearly there's nothing there. The city is littered with spirits, and you'd be surprised how often that you're right next to one. Another extremely important and indispensable tool in paranormal investigation is just the camera. For instance, we just took a picture a few seconds ago, and if you look into the picture, you can see the outline of a face. It's an incredible piece of evidence. Now, we didn't see this with our eyes, but clearly the camera is picking up things that the human eye cannot.
When we talk about ghosts and spirits, I think what we're actually talking about is human consciousness just surviving the physical body.
We believe that if a spirit or a human consciousness that survives death can manipulate a random number generator, then at the time they want it to choose a word, they can manipulate it so it will choose a word. It'll become non-random at the point when the word comes up.
The activity is starting to pick up on the Spirit Storybox, and we just picked up actually 3 words. Throughout shack, friend, diagnosis, and diligent. Can you tell me how some of that might apply to Thomas Paine?
I can definitely tell you how friend, diagnosis, and diligent would relate back to him. After he came back from France, helping with the French Revolution, he actually grew very unpopular here in America. He wasn't happy with the Constitution, didn't allow women to vote, still allowed for slavery, all that kind of stuff. And so he was trying to tell people, hey, you're living your lives wrong. And he was very, very diligent about this, so diligent that he grew very unpopular here in America. And he died in 1809, was buried, actually buried back upstate, but his body didn't stay there. Pieces of Thomas Paine's skeleton continued to be kept as souvenirs around the world, but it said his spirit continues to hang out here, continuing to talk. People say they've heard him talk, trying to continue to convince us to make this world a better place.
We get stories from people every day that have had amazing experiences with it. Part and parcel of that is that you have to be open. You have to be aware that maybe you're getting a message that you don't understand. People will turn it on, run it for 5 minutes, say this doesn't work. We just ask people, go to some place where there might be some spirits, have an open mind, let it run, just see what happens, see if you can make sense out of what it is telling you. And maybe telling you something that isn't part of your experience, but is part of a spirit or another human's experience.